One can become a U.S. citizen in numerous ways, but for purposes of this video, I will only discuss becoming a citizen through the naturalization process. I actually recently became a U.S. citizen, as of 5 months ago, so I'll describe my experience of what it took for me to become one. I was born in Mexico and lived in a few different places before coming to the U.S. So when I arrived in 2005, I came with a visa connected to my dad's, which is called the H-1B visa. 5 years had to pass between us arriving to the U.S. and us being able to apply to become permanent residents. So in 2010, my dad's employer sponsored my family and I to become permanent residents. Becoming a permanent resident is a very long process in itself, but after a few months of interviews and paperwork, we received our green cards in February of 2011. 5 years later, in March of 2016, we began the naturalization process. Again, 5 years had to have passed after we got our green cards to be eligible to apply to become citizens. The cost for each application is around $700, and the process takes a long time. We had to fill out a lot of paperwork and answer many questions ranging from do you belong to a terrorist group to are you a member of a royal family abroad. After submitting the requested documents, we were accepted and given a date for biometrics appointments. During these appointments, our fingerprints were taken, and we also had to have photos taken. Once this was done, we were then given a date for our interviews. By the time I had my interview, it was August 2016. The interview serves to make sure that applicants can read, write, and speak English, as well as be familiar with certain U.S. history facts. We were given a study guide with 100 potential questions the interviewer could ask, but she only asked 10, and we had to answer 6 correctly. During my interview, I answered a few questions as to why I was applying to be a citizen. I wrote one sentence in English, read another one out loud, and answered correctly the questions. After these tests were done, the U.S. officer let me know that I had passed and that the next step would be to attend an oath ceremony. Because I went abroad for the quarter, my ceremony was thus scheduled for January 2017. At this time, at the ceremony, a federal judge gave a speech about what it meant to become a citizen, handed each person a certificate of naturalization, and then each person took the oath of allegiance. After that, the judge congratulated every single person. Becoming a citizen has made travel a bit easier, but it's also really cool to say that I now have dual citizenship.